everybody, and welcome to Lotus Operations. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can build some technology that's been around for over 2,000 years to allow yourself to conserve more water when you're watering your plants or gardens, and will actually save you money, be more efficient during the drought that is taking place right now, and that basically will allow you to actually micromanage your time a lot better, so you're not always worried about watering your plants. Hello everybody, and as I mentioned before in a previous video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make this old piece of technology just using terracotta pots and a little bit of silicone, and we are going to actually conserve 3 times more water by using this technique, because the pots are breathable and you only want unglazed pots compared to glazed pots. So you can be able to build this so that you can fill this up with water and let it slowly seep out to your plants, not allowing the dirt to take all the water away from you and the weeds to take away from you, but allowing your plants only to be the ones getting water. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Lotus Operations. And as I mentioned before, we are going to be showing you how we can make a more efficient watering system that will conserve at least 3 times more water than the average watering system. And all we are going to be utilizing is your simple terracotta clay non-glazed pot plants. And I am going to show you how you can turn these into a water system to where you only have to fill it up once a week. Now, as with any watering system, you do not want your pots to be glazed at all. They need to be unglazed pots so that the water will breathe. Will soak right through the edges of the pots, and the bigger pots, of course, in reality will hold more water than the smaller pots. But for tutorial purposes, we are going to go with the 6-inch pots, and we are going to grab 2 of them so that we can turn this into an entire water system that should be where you only have to water your plants once a week. Okay everybody, so I decided to go with the 2 6-inch pots that has a hole in the bottom of each one of them, and I'm just going to seal up one of the holes. And so far I only spent $2.96 in total. So basically, as of now, if this actually project does work and I only have to water my plants once a week for my garden instead of every other day, then this is a $3 that was well worth the cost. So we are now going to go to the next step. Okay everybody, welcome back to Lotus Operations. And as you can see, I'm now in my little work area. So what we are going to do is we're going to seal up one of the holes in one of these pots, and then we are going to seal them together to create a watertight barrier along the ridge so we do not have major leakage. Then we'll let them dry, and then I will show you the next step from there. So what you want to do is you want to create a watertight barrier along this hole so there's no hole here. So you're going to fill it up with silicone. And what I like to do... So what we're going to do, so I do not have my silicone going everywhere, all over, is I'm going to get a piece of tape. I'm going to go on the bottom. I'm going to seal up the bottom, because it can stay sealed to help create a watertight barrier. Now this is metal tape you use for AC units. It sticks to like almost every single surface. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to put some silicone in the bottom here to create a seal here. I'm going to fill it up nice and good. Then, as you can see here, so I got the silicone in there. Then I am going to just smooth out the silicone to make sure it is nice and good, around and smooth. Okay, so once you have that sealed down good to where it seems like there's not going to be any issues with the water thing, if you want to, you can add extra barrier in there of paper to just have another form of a seal over it to create like a better barrier. It's up to you. You don't have to. I'm going to do it just to have like, to create like a flatter, better seal than in case I left any air bubbles. Okay, so like that. Now what you want to do is you're going to seal this pot to this pot. On the inside. Then we put this on here on the top. We're going to twist it around. And now we are going to silicone and go between the edges. Outside barrier. And you're going to create a trim work that will create and seal the seal. Now you don't want to be stingy on this for the outside. This little bit is not going to affect it. Hey everybody, welcome back. As you can see, I got this smoothed down nice and pretty, as even as possible. You don't have to make it perfect. I'm OCD when it comes to this stuff like this. But the entire seal all the way around the pot is nice and covered. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow this stuff to dry its time frame before you're supposed to add water. Hello everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of our old technology that we are creating for being more water efficient in the drought-stricken America. So this is the finished product right now. We've let it dry for almost 24 hours, which is way longer than the silicone needs, but being that this has to hold water, I'm ensuring that 100% of this is as dry as possible so the water does not destroy the silicone. But we are about to do the test run, fill this puppy up with water, see if we have any major leaks, and if we do, then we have to refill it. But this right here is what I'm talking about. Same principle, smaller version pots. Now, if you can buy larger pots like this, you can get them from Mexico, from certain stores, but they have to be the breathable ones through. You would bury all into the ground except for the top lip here, and you would fill it up with water, and then it would slowly absorb into the clay, and it will seep through, and I'm going to show you how it works by utilizing this pot, because you ain't going to be able to see it underground going through this pot. But we're still going to make sure that it does seep through somewhat, and then we are going to bury it. So when it starts seeping through, I am going to actually show you. Actually, it's already beginning. As you can see, some spots are starting to darken. On the inside, you can see the water starting to come up and absorbing into the clay. So what we're going to do is we are going to test run this, and then we are going to come back to this. But the bigger the pot is, the longer the water will last. And if you get a medium-sized pot, I think, which is about 2 foot or 3 foot tall ones, they can water a fruit tree for about a week and a half. Okay, everybody, and here we are. We are going to begin to fill this up with water. Now, we're going to fill this up. Hopefully, all of this is good and sealed. And then we are going to allow it to sit and then go from there. Okay, everybody, I actually need to spill some water over the edge, but listen. If you can hear that, that is the water reacting with the pots. And as you can see, the bottom is already darker than the top. So you can see how the moisture is starting to already filter through the pot way faster than I expected. And this is basically the principle behind this, is that the water will seep through the pot. And as you can see, I can draw in here like that. The moisture will seep through the pot and into the soil, allowing the water to slowly water the plants throughout time, throughout the week, throughout the days, depending upon your size. See that? Look at that. It's already through the top here. I mean, it's like literally just, that's how fast it reacts. Like, as you can see right here, and it will stop at the water level, and that's my water level within my pot. And you can see where I spilled the water there, but that will dry up with time. But yes, so this is basically the entire principle. And as you can see, the pot changed. Now the pot is ready to be planted since there is no major leaks. Welcome to my small little garden. Now, I put the mulch over the ground to help hold in more moisture because this ground was evaporating way too fast. Like this right here was watered 3 days ago. And as you can see from here, I'm already hand deep in here and it's fucking damn dry. It's like dry to the bone all the way down. There's really no moisture into there. And that's my little compost bin that I'm trying to build up right now, which is so far doing well. Yeah, my hand stinks. Okay, so now this water here, we're gonna see how well actually this stuff holds moisture in. And this I'm able to water about every other day. And so far the plants, my basil is blooming like crazy, and my spearmint is coming up, and my rosemary is actually doing decent. So this here is how wet the ground is. Look how much moisture is in the ground just by using a mulch alone. And this is watering every 2 days. Okay, so now imagine with this moisture here and a slow seepage of the pot there, how much more efficient the ground actually will become. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant that plot right here amongst these little puppies. So all 3 of these will get their water, and then we are going to rebury it back and then go. Okay, I have my hole here. I hope I just didn't kill my spearmint because I didn't realize it was attached to this, or kill that plant because its roots are going over, but that's going to be perfect because what we want to do is we want to put this where the roots are going to be. See all this moisture? Look at all that moisture seeping right through there. Look at all those water droplets coming through. So we are going to put this into the ground, even though this needs to be deeper. So let's get this a little bit deeper if possible. The more deeper it is, and never mind, that's all the way down to the wood. So that's as deep as it's going to go. So what you want to do, bury that as low as you can. Then we are going to put the dirt back around it. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So as you can see, you want to bury this pot except for the very, very top. Now, you don't pile it up like this like I did, but unfortunately my pot that I bought was too big for the bed that I was using. I could have swore it was this size, but I guess it's the next size down. But you want to get the least amount of space exposed to the sun as possible so it doesn't evaporate your water inside as fast. And definitely do not try to get dirt inside there, even though you can take it out and rinse it if you want to, but once you bury it, you should be done. So if once you're covering up with dirt, I did not do it, but I was extra careful, is put a little bit of tape over the top here until you get it buried, and then yank the tape off when you're done. Now I'm going to put the mulch over it, all the mulch around it to help conserve the moisture in there. I'm going to keep these guys exposed to the sunlight. And then we are going to see how well this works, because this little guy who was dug up is planted exactly against the pot. So we are going to see how well he does, and we are going to go from there. And so guys, that is how you can create your own Terra pots watering system, which is about a 2,000-year-old technology that's been used to conserve water in extreme drought areas. And you already saw it working before I even got it planted. So hope you enjoyed this video. Lotus Operations out, and I hope this works for you.